What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mezco 1/12 Collective Rumble Society, the Mossquatch. And so here we have the Mezco 1/12 Collective Mossquatch pose and out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's actually run through his accessories really fast. Mossquatch does come with a Hazard Squad net launcher, which looks really nice. Yeah, I do like the color scheme on it. He does come with a holster for the net launcher, as well as a net that you can drape over the Mossquatch. Other than that, Mossquatch doesn't come with any other accessories. We don't get any alternate hands or alternate head with him, which is a little bit unfortunate. But with that out of the way, guys, let's actually take a closer look at his details. And so here we have a closer look at Mossquatch, and Mezco has done a very good job with this figure. Now, this was one figure I initially passed on, but then over time I did really want to get hold of a Mossquatch, which I am really happy that I do have him in hand now. And I have to say, really happy with him, although I do have some disappointments in the figure. We'll get onto that as we have a look at him, but overall the sculpt on Mossquatch right here is phenomenal. I really do like these eyes. They painted the eyes very nicely. I love those yellow eyes just piercing through the green, and they made it a very bright orange yellow so that it contrasts with the green right here very nicely. I do like that. Really like the face here on Mossquatch. I really love these little I don't know if this is supposed to be like moss coming down or if this is just some skin on him that comes down, but it does look really nice. Really do like the teeth on him. Now, I think this was a missed opportunity by Mezco to not include an articulated jaw, because it kind of is missing an articulated jaw, because his teeth are nicely sculpted. His mouth has a lot of nice detail on the inside. You can see a tongue is painted, but there's really no way to see it, and I would have really liked it if he had an articulated jaw. That would be so much better than just this, or even if he had an alternate head where his mouth was open, that would be very nice. And as you can see, he has this really nice pattern or skin. I want to say this is his skin just throughout his face, and it looks really nice. And one thing about this figure that I'm pretty sure you guys can see, he is completely flocked. Now, if you don't know what flocking is, it's when they add this little fuzziness to the action figure. I know back in the day, the Masters of the Universe Panther had the flocking. I know that there were some My Little Ponies that were flocked, and this looks really nice. And I do believe that Mossquatch is using the Mezco King Kong body, at least most of it, and then retooled in some aspects such as the head, the hands, and feet. I don't know if the arms are also retooled, but they do look really nice. I do like the musculature on them, and the flocking is very interesting. I do like it. It does look like moss, so it does accomplish the feel of what they were going for, and I do like it. You can see on his hands he has the moss growing right here, but then as you get to his fingers, we just have that bare skin, which is that same green. We do have those really nice nails sculpted on. Very cool. Really liking the sculpt work here on Mossquatch. The exposed parts of his skin look very nice, and I do think that they missed an opportunity to have his chest exposed and have some more of this really nice texturing going throughout his chest, but that's just me personally. I would have designed it a little bit that way to have a new chest, almost to match his face and his hands and feet. But yeah, it's still very nice, and it's the same on this hand. No alternate hands, unfortunately. I wish we had got like really open clawing hands or grip hands, and then we had like fists. That would be really nice, because his hands do pop off, so I don't understand why he didn't come with alternate hands. Then moving on to the rest of the figure, like I said, his proportions you can see do match King Kong, where he has the longer arms, the shorter legs, and the body pretty much does have the same musculature, at least from what I can see. I don't know what it's like sculpted underneath all this flocking, but it might be that King Kong body. It's either the King Kong body or they retooled and repurposed that Kong body for Mossquatch here, because we do have the smaller legs as we saw with that Kong figure. We had the long arms, shorter legs, and you can see they are kind of sculpted like a gorilla leg, so that makes me believe that yeah, he is mostly based off that King Kong sculpt. but not to say he's 100% reused, because we do have these really interesting three-toed feet. You can see again, nails are painted very nice, as well as the rest of his foot, and then we do have some sculpt work on the undersides of his feet. So overall, Mossquatch here has some pretty good detail where you can see it. Other than that, he's just flocked all over, which is really cool. I do like it. It's a very interesting take on a figure, and they did a really good job of making this very unique and very, very interesting, so I do like it. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get Mossquatch posed and compare to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Mossquatch posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Mossquatch posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. And finally, here we do have Mossquatch posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually have a look at Mossquatch's articulation. Now, being from that Kong figure, he does have some limited articulation. His head is at an angled ball joint, so this is actually him looking down. We don't get any downward movement when he's standing straight up, unfortunately, and he can tilt his head side to side because of the way it's designed. Looking up, it does go up to about right there. I think you can pivot. Yeah, you can pivot it forward and back a little bit, but you don't get much more than that, unfortunately, and I would have liked to see some more movement. And turning side to side, you can see it just swivels like that. A little bit limited in the head, so that does limit posability. One issue I have encountered with Mossquatch here is some of the flocking does come off, especially when you move the joints around. For example, when we move his arms all the way around, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there is some flocking starting to come off him, and that is a little bit unfortunate. I wonder exactly about the longevity of it. If you move the joints around too much, will that affect it a lot? Because you can see it right here, the flocking is starting to come off his shoulders. Now, it's still thick flocking, so it's not showing the plastic underneath, but that might be an issue in the future. Arms do go out to the side about that far, which is very good. He can get some nice T-poses. We don't have a bicep joint, unfortunately, but we do have a single bend at the elbow, which does have a swivel. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't go all the way to 90 degrees, and when you rotate his arm, you can see it's just shy of 90 degrees, which is a little bit unfortunate, but he is a bigger character, and this is a reuse mold or a retool mold, so I understand why they didn't update it. Then we do have a ball joint here at the wrist, which I really do like. We get full range of movement, so we have up and down, side to side, all the way around, as well as rotation. Moving on to his torso, he does have a ball joint in the torso, which he can lean forward about that far, so we get some really good range of movement there. Going back, let's see, he goes back quite a bit. So yeah, really nice movement there. He does rotate side to side, and again, as you move him, the flock does rub up against itself, and you start to see bits of it coming off, so do be aware of that when you move him around. His legs seem a little bit restricted now. This is up, standing straight up. Now, his legs are supposed to be like angled forward, but the only problem with that is they don't move forward any further, so that's about as far forward as he kicks. Going back, that's about as back as his legs will go, and out to the side, yeah, very limited, unfortunately, for Mossquatch. We don't have a thigh swivel up high, but we do have a swivel here at the knee, and as you would expect, that knee joint is going to be severely limited, going only to about right there, and that is straight. So yeah, not too much movement there, unfortunately, but we at least do get a really nice ball joint here at his ankle. So overall, Mossquatch has some pretty okay articulation. It's not the greatest, but it still works for the character. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get him posed for my final thoughts, and we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have Mossquatch posed for my final thoughts, and overall he's a very interesting character. I do like the fact that Mezco was able to retool their King Kong sculpt to give us an original character, although I do feel he is very light on accessories. He does come with the Hazard Squad net gun, as well as a net that he can drape over this figure or other figures you might have. I feel like alternate hands and an alternate head would have been beneficial for this figure, just to give him some variety, because as it stands, you're basically going to have this guy lumbering around in your collection, and that's not really ideal for most collectors. He doesn't even come with a Mezco stand, which is a little bit unfortunate, because I would have liked to see him come with his own Mezco stand where we have the Mossquatch logo on it. I do like the fact that he is flocked, and it is very different from what we've seen from other toy companies. We don't really see flocking used by most companies nowadays, so it is good to see that that practice is still in use by some companies. But yeah, I kind of feel like the flocking might lose its integrity over time, because as you saw, he was losing quite a bit of flocking as I was moving around those joints. Maybe it's just the tight flocking making the joints really tight, and loosening it up a little bit will help it out, but it is something to be concerned about, because I really don't know how much the flocking will be able to take before it starts deteriorating and can see the plastic underneath. Other than that, I still think Mossquatch here is a fantastic figure. Now, unfortunately, like I said, I did originally pass on this figure because I really wasn't sure if I wanted Mossquatch, but then seeing how I have been building the Rumble Society up, I knew I needed to have Mossquatch in my collection because it's one big monster character that belongs to the Rumble Society, and I really didn't need him in my collection, which thankfully I was able to find him from one of the collectors in my Facebook group. They did post their Mossquatch for sale, and I did pick it up for under retail, which is surprising. I know Mossquatch originally went for about $65 plus shipping. Rose's cost to about $80. I got mine for $60 shipped, which is like absolutely astonishing, and for the price I paid, I really do feel like he is worth $60. Is he worth $80 or more? Well, that's up to you guys. I don't see an $80 figure with this, but if you guys really want a Mossquatch and you're willing to pay that, definitely pay for it, because he's still a very unique and interesting character. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews as well as all my other Mezco videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.